trying to hurt myself was attempted suicide. This is not something I really talk about. No reason. It's just that I think I've buried that memory so far back in my mind that I even forget about it. That even now I'm like, oh my gosh, this is something that actually happened.
What you do?
Yo, my brother. You see, remember our father had his own pharmacy there. Our dad
going to the drug lord stash.
Our dad had pills for days because he was always like
medically
not
okay.
Yeah.
Not that he's a drug dealer.
Not like
anything.
A crazy man or something.
Yeah, our dad's a pastor, and
that doesn't change.
That doesn't mean anything really, but just so everyone knows, we didn't grow up in like a drug.
You're trying to explain.
Yeah, it makes it worse.
And the skipper that you're wearing.
1, 2, 3, release him. Yes.
But there was a lot of medication because my dad suffered quite a number of inherited things from our grandmother.
And he was constantly in pain.
Yeah, so he
was constantly in hospital.
Constantly in hospital.
We grew up in hospital.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah. We really did. Even the nurses and doctors knew us.
Even when we go for our own things, and I was like, how's your family?
How's your family? Like, who is this? Oh, you see someone like, remember him? I remember him. Wow.
That's when you know.
Yeah.
But we promise we're okay. So you went to your father's secret? Well, it's not a secret.
It was just there.
It was right there.
I went to my father's stash. And I just took a bunch. I think I took 5 different boxes.
Okay, don't tell us what, because
of meds.
Okay.
You think I know I know one of them was a paracetamol, but just a whole bunch of young guys, get siblings. They'll laugh at you while you're sharing the deepest parts of your life and what. So I took essentially 10 pills.
Did you down them all at the same time? Was it like a?
Yo, my throat can't do that. I
one.
Yeah. And I was like, so I'm really doing this. Hey, Milona. Okay, so when I'm choosing death.
Yes.
I'm going.
1,
2, 3.
Hello.
Get your affairs in line. This is number 10. Are we? And mind you, I hate swallowing pills. Like, I hate it. But here I was tired. Yimlo.
Wow. God is in the neighborhood.
But you know what?
Tito to heaven. Why you are?
Wow.
I'm going there.
And I think the way I was hurting.
Sure.
In that moment, I didn't care if whether I was going to heaven or hell. Because there was always that thing. What happens when you kill yourself?
That's real.
You know? Like, I think that's how much pain I was going through, that my eternal pain didn't matter.
Sure.
And so, because God was in the neighborhood and he said, I'm not done with you yet.
He's not done with me.
Bruh, I got so drowsy. God was like, yeah, Papu Yenzan, I will wake you up and you will be sick.
Imagine waking up, the disappointment.
Bruh. So the thing is, I passed out. So already I was like super drowsy.
Did you think you were going?
I don't know I was new to that. So I didn't know what was happening. What are the steps, you know. I just thought that because I took them, I'm going to go.
Pills and potions. Overdose. Come back.
Oh, sorry.
You were too invested in that.
I really was. Did you see my...
Yeah. Sweetie,
sorry.
Back.
Okay. So I got drowsy and I passed out on my bed. I think my mouth started foaming and I felt...
You said...
But my head wasn't...
It's not a joke.
Tembi laughs at me, guys.
If we don't laugh about it, we're gonna cry.
If you want to understand more of my childhood, you're getting a glimpse of it right now.
I'm glad that our sense of humor is starting to make sense.
It's so dark.
It's the trauma.
Sure.
That's where it comes from, friends.
And it's the kind of sense of humor that you can't really share with everyone.
Until you have a podcast, apparently.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I started foaming. My stomach was really painful. Excuse me. But God was essentially saying, I'm not done with you yet. And I never told your parents because I was scared.
You also didn't tell me, bro. I'm finding out about it now.
Oh, yeah.
Does your husband know about it?
Yeah, he knows about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you know somebody.
Hey, man. I think because I buried it so far in my mind
Ish, man.
that I forgot about it,
It's okay.
you know? But I think for some people, they don't really have the same story as me where they actually survive.
Sure.
Some people, like, that's it, you know? But it's that thing, Yoguti, sometimes the things that happen in your mind become so frustrating and so painful and
Sure.
leave you in like such a lonely state that you feel like the best way out of this is to take your life, to end it all. Like you just want the sign, like death we associated with peace. And I just want peace because I'm tired of fighting. And every day someone is waking up and it's the same thing all over again. It's the sadness, the deep sadness that weighs you. Your heart is heavy, you know? Like you don't even want to continue with life anymore, but life is moving on.
Yeah.
And you can't stay behind, you know? So I think that was the most difficult parts of my life that I went through mentally. Like apart from the other stuff, I think I just wanted to highlight a really difficult, like I don't know, yeah, a more intense one than other ones. Yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing.
Yeah. But I am okay. I'm okay now. I cry now and then I suck it up and
then we move on.
I eat.
It is what it is.
And then we are fine, you know?
Also, naps are underrated.
Whoa.
Bro, the nap I took today, it reset me proper.
It reset them bruh. So now that, like, as we were talking about, like, how other people don't really come out on the other side, it just reminds me of, like, a trauma that people go through. So, like, what is trauma? So it doesn't even have to be related to, like, suicide or, you know, but just, like, from a mind perspective.
Yeah.
What is trauma?
The way I can define it from my understanding is that it is a side effect of a shocking event. It shocks your system, more specifically your mind, that it causes like a blockage or it stunts something within you that you're not able to move forward, or you're not the same after that situation. I think that's the best way I could define it.
Yeah.
How would you define it?
I would say that, and how, like, the way that this event just shocks your system, you kind of forget how to do the normal ordinary things, like brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
Like life feels like it's at a standstill for you, like mentally. Like you're not even sure of what's going on. What day is it today? How do I tie my laces?
Yeah.
You know, I remember someone very close to us couldn't even clip their toenails, couldn't take care of themselves.
Yeah.
You know, because the state that they were in, they were like broken.
Yeah.
They looked like rock bottom. And I think that's what trauma does to people.
It breaks you.
It breaks you. But now, as we've just spoken about these things, how do we rise up from these mental challenges that we face in our minds? How do we rise up from the traumas, the depressions, the anxieties, and all these other things that we might not have listed? But just with the mind, like how do you make your mind win for you?
I can't give a non-Jesus answer, unfortunately, because he is the way, the truth, and the life.
I'll drink today.
And from my experiences, honestly, like he's been my life hack. I don't know where I would have been without him. A physical trauma that I distinctly remember, because I think overcoming trauma specifically, and then I'll chat about the mental health part, it needs a certain bravery from you. But also my trauma story is not, because like also with trauma, it's like there's a spectrum with it. Like some people have trauma from a stab wound or being stabbed. Others is like
being chased by a
brutal.
dog. Oh, sorry.
Like it's worse, like violated, abused type trauma. So what I went through was my window got smashed when I was driving at night, like 5 years ago. And I remember that day, the gent like smashed the window, but it didn't like break. We hit it and then it cracked. And then I just screamed and I froze. And then I looked to my side, like driver's side, I just see like a black shadowy figure and I'm screaming. And then he hits it again. And I searched my body to see where the car keys are because like my brain wasn't functioning anymore. And then I checked that they're still in the ignition. And then I F1'd it, bro. Vin Diesel would be proud of me. I would be part of his family.
I don't have friends. I have family.
Shout out. But by the time he was done with my window, like it was lingering, like it was like, and I'm crying, tears in my eyes, and I'm still driving, and I'm like,
I gotta see the road, man.
Nah, literally, Jesus took the wheel there because I couldn't see. It was dark. My eyes are glassy, and they have water. And then I drove home to my parents and I just crowed when I got, like, I ended up on the floor. Like, I released. Because I needed to be brave on the road to get to my destination. But I remember that night, I had flashbacks of that event. And it started to try to cripple me. I started having thoughts of, I shouldn't drive at night anymore. I shouldn't drive at all. And that's where the trauma was starting to like build a narrative and trying to cripple me and trying to stunt my growth. And I prayed and Holy Spirit helped me through that. The very next day, guess what he told me to do?
What?
To drive.
Wow.
And to drive to that very spot that traumatized me.
Whoa, that is wild.
Yeah. So with tears in eyes, not as dramatic as the night before, I drove to the spot. I waited at the robot in broad daylight. I took deep breaths. I was like, okay, I can do this. And that required a bravery, bro. Like I felt so anxious. And then the day after that, I tried it again at night because I was trying to fight that thing of not driving at night. So I think that's a practical way of trying to outwork trauma. Ask the Holy Spirit, like, how do I do this? And oftentimes the answer is going to require you to do something, to get out of bed, to trust people again, to build friendships again, to love people again, and to open up and be vulnerable again. It's not the easiest and it's not the funnest answer because but did you not see how this person hurt me? Did you not see how I was violated and hurt and
valid
abused?
Even, hey? So valid.
They don't deserve me like that.
Yeah.
But the more we hold on to trauma, the more we allow people access to us and allow them to have a hold on us.
Sure.
And you can't do that.
Sure.
Jesus didn't down the cross for that.
And it's the more you allow the enemy to have a playground as well. Because it's like, you'll never heal from this. And it's just like breaking you like more than rock bottom, you know? Sure.
What are your thoughts on trauma and healing and mental health and like a path to healing with that?
Yeah. Before I share that, I remember a friend of mine shared that her aunt, I think same robot, and some guy tried to hijack her. This lady, let me tell you what she did. She got out of the car with a bat and she chased this guy. This guy ran away. Ooh,
that's the gangster
I'm trying to be like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like
playing
that.
Games, crying. Crying in
busy searching for keys.
Crying at the robot.
Oh.
Other people have bats in hand. Bruh. Like you go see the real me.
The thing is, you have these equipments. You have a hockey stick. You have a Oh, this is not the
Jessica, we are live.
Jessica, we are live.
Answer the question, please.
Sorry. So for me as well, my answer always points to Jesus, you know? And I think I'll share this from when I was going through postpartum depression. And I was really worried because I'm like, I have a baby to care for. I still have responsibilities as a mother of a household, as a wife, as, whatever, And I'm just like, how am I gonna go through this? And I was like, yes, I will lean on I will lean on Jesus. I will lean on God. I don't know what that's gonna look like. But I remember experiencing God in it. He didn't take it away. He was in it with me.
Yeah.
And what he said to me, he said, I want you to use this postpartum depression to glorify me.
Sure.
Like I will be glorified
Yeah.
in it. And how Uguti, when I'm at my weakest, he is strong. So when people ask me, how are you doing this? How are you, wow, you're juggling things so well. I'm like, if only you knew me on my own, the state that I'm in, I am weak. But because the one that I serve is so much stronger than me, I saw what it actually means to say that when I am weak, he is strong. Sometimes we know it verbally and in song and all these things, but do you really know it practically in your life?
And something I'm learning with mental pain and suffering period at this point is that I think the expectation from Christians or even people looking from the outside in, Uguti, if God is real, isn't he supposed to like take you out of this pain and suffering and mental health? But the truth is, his grace is sufficient. And so what he usually does is, like you mentioned, he'll sit with us in the pits. And like, I don't know how he does it, but he knows how to turn that pain into something so beautiful. Like, I have no regrets of the things I've gone through because they've made me an even stronger person.
And closer to God.
Yes, more than anything. Like, I've had such a deeper dependency on God because of that. Like, in the days where I couldn't back myself and I didn't have confidence in myself, like, I was literally laying on the floor like, Lord, you called me to go serve these people.
Sure.
But I am crippled by anxiety right now. I can't move. I need you to help me. And he told me to get up and I'm in the shower. I'm crying. He's not done with me.
Yeah.
And then by the time I leave the house, I feel like a boss babe. And also that's to touch on like Christians who are going through mental health issues, is that sometimes he doesn't remove the thorn from your flesh. He doesn't remove you from
almost most of the
time actually.
Yeah.
And just because you're a Christian, it does not excuse you from the human experience.
Yeah.
If anything, you probably go through the worst, maybe.
Yeah.
I can't prove it, but I suspect. But what a joy it is that you go through it with Jesus.
Yes.
And he's holding you in the hand.
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, because it even says that Jesus is closest to the brokenhearted.
Yeah.
And the only way to experience that is for you to be brokenhearted, you know? And I just feel that it's part of our character building. Like you need to, like God is raising soldiers and warriors.
Yeah.
But not in a cold way.
Yeah.
But in a way where he's equipping you for the dangers of life.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the things that happen to us, we shouldn't think that God is doing it to us. Sometimes the circumstances, or it's actually like there's just loopholes and it's like, do you want to say something?
Yes. You know what I also thought of? Oftentimes we don't see the conversation that's happening. Remember Job?
Yes.
Have you considered my servant Job? Job is going through it context, and like anything that could have happened to this gent, but like it was for God's glorification at the end of the day. He didn't know the conversation that was going on in heaven between God and Satan. But
the
God was
Satan. And he's called the Satan.
He was basically flexing and being like, bro, that's my son. And like he is so faithful, he'd never reject me or denounce me. And then the enemy went and he did the things, but he wasn't like like he didn't die.
Yeah.
I think he did everything but die. But all this to say, sometimes the things we go through, it's not necessarily always because of you, but sometimes it's just so your story can be evidence of God's goodness.
Sure.
Like, so when people see that, Chobra, Zinhla's gone through A, B, C, D, and she's just holding on to God with everything within her, surely he's in this place. Surely he's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it wasn't just the postpartum. There were also other things happening in our lives, in that time. And it's like, Lord, when is it going to end? Like it's always like one thing after another.
Does it ever end?
Does it ever stop?
Everything hurts.
But God saying that I will be glorified in this. And I think that's the difficult part.
It's not nice,
the difficult part is actually inviting God into it. Because he can still be a bystander and just watch all of this happen. But he needs to be invited into your depression.
And you need to trust him with it.
You need to trust him. He needs to be invited into the anxiety. Sorry, not your depression. He needs to be invited into the depression, into the trauma. Like you need to take that step of actually trusting him with it, because you feel so disappointed and let down that you even belittle the power of your savior, of your God, that you're just like, I'm better off alone. But that's why the mind is so powerful, in that it can either go dark or it can go the other way. So you literally possess the power, but the enemy takes advantage of the fact that you don't know that you actually have the power to determine the way that you want things to play out.
He's sort of banking on our ignorance, essentially.
100%. My people perish for a lack of knowledge. And so ours is to firstly realize that it's your mind. It's your mind. Like, God can't do anything about that. Neither can the enemy. If God can't do that, then the Satan can't do that either. But it's about who you allow into that space. When you continue to allow the enemy, then he continues to use your mind as a playground. But when the difference is that when you allow God into that space, the healing begins. You've invited him into the darkness, the mud, the dirt, and he just starts to do the spring cleaning. He takes care of you. He makes soup for you. Like man, umama who's just like taking care of their sick child. In all, and I go to it goes away. Like you invite him into that, but that's hard. It's so much easier to invite the enemy than it is to invite God.
Ooh. Say that again.
Like,
also, I think that we invite the enemy by default.
Yeah,
I don't
without
think
even
we
realizing it.
do it.
It's not like Satan
Focus.
Sorry. But yeah, before this becomes episode 3 or whatever, what's your hear me out on the mind?
Yo, I've got so many. I need to choose one. Can you go first?
Sure, I can.
Yeah.
You are actually so much more powerful than you think.
Okay.
And it's mainly because of your mind. And so if the enemy can attack your mind, he's won. If he can like overtake it and you like just surrender your mind to him, it's over. Because he knows that your mind is, whatever you plant inside your mind flows to your heart. And whatever flows from your heart is what is acted out. Everything we do flows from our heart, but it all starts from the mind. So it's so important that you realize the power that you actually possess. Like the mind is your superpower. You can overcome depression. You can overcome anxiety. You can overcome whatever traumas you faced in your life by taking charge of your mind. Like you need to take back what's yours, and you will see just a shift in things. And I'm not saying that 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, it needs to be consistent. Because there's also an unlearning that needs to happen in that, So take charge of your mind, because it is so powerful that the kingdom of darkness is fighting for it. It's fighting for your mind. It's not fighting for your heart. It's not fighting for anything else. Because once he has your mind, he's got everything. Yeah. That's my hear me out.
It makes the helmets of salvation make sense.
Exactly.
But we'll get into that another time, because this is not going to end. But my hear me out is, bro, I can't prove it yet. But hear me out. The mind, I suspect, is multi-dimensional. I believe that with your mind, you're able to live in the physical realm, but it's also got the ability to tap into the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
Evidence of that is dreams. Like there are people that can dream things and then they happen, or they dream things and it's a warning and it needs to be interpreted and then end. But also, I have a few friends that can see in the spirit. Like they're awake right now in the physical, but because of the way their mind is able to tap into the spiritual realm, they can literally see demons like twerking in the corner, and they can see. Yeah, I just think it's so cool. Like it also makes sense why there's so much. It's so delicate and sensitive as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of how the duality of it, because it's able to tap into both realms of your life.
Yeah.
That you even feel like you're going crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'll leave it there, but I also want to encourage us to exercise your mind. I think a lot of us leave our minds to its own devices, and we just think that we are powerless. And I think the way I think, and it's just the way I am. Little do you know that sometimes the enemy plants certain thoughts in your mind. It's not just you. So practice being a conscious being, and practice exercising your mind, and practice the authority of your mind. I feel like I'm going on a tangent, but I read this really cool book. That's right, I read.
Wow.
And also, guys, please read books. I don't know if, I don't think it's popular, but read. I read this book 10 years ago. It's called The Art of Being Brilliant. It's by Andy Cope. And I read it in a time where I was more on the negative side of things. Like I was mean, and like I complained as well. Like one of my friends was like, "You complain a lot."
That was once you,
bro. But you've also experienced the mean side, and we praise the Lamb that
of course
we've overcome. But this book essentially taught me how to rewire my brain in order to be positive. And I started being conscious of things that sort of are negative. This very life we live in is honestly negative, bro. Like you open the TV to the news.
Oh, my word.
It's just things, it's doomsday everywhere. And I even saw, there was the one time where I did a social experiment to my brain where we were in the photocopy machine room, and people just started complaining about how this thing is jamming, and one person added and another person added, and it just became a choir, and they looked at me for like
input. Now if
what you go say? And I was just like, at least we've got a printer. And it's just like
boring.
Yuck.
You need a leave.
But like you're able to see, good to know, man, a lot of things, like the default setting is negative balance. And that's where life takes us. And so just try your best to rewire your brain. I feel like I'm going to go on a tangent, so I'll just leave it here. Yeah,
rewire your brain.
Yeah. Sanitize your mind.
In
the words of Chikondi.
But that was, I feel like we could really go on.
We could,
with the mind. But
we need to end it here, friends.
We gotta end it here.
Mind you, we've barely scratched the surface.
Dude, there's so much
to dive into.
Dating.
Like even the spectrum and autism and education and the mind is so complex. Take care of it and look after it like it is a garden, because it really is. Okay, thanks friends. Bye.